Hello, I'm Norm, and welcome to my beer expedition. Not a beer expert, but I am I guess you would call it beer enthusiast, because I just love beer, everything about beer. I have a beer blog called mybeerquest.com. I started that about 3 years ago, and about 2 years ago I started doing video on it, and you can go to mybeerquest.com and see some of my prior expeditions. This next beer I've seen around, it's actually a fairly common beer where I am. I believe it's one of those that is owned by a bigger brewery, but actually a smaller brewery name. I'm not sure about that, but if someone could let me know, I appreciate it. Um, it is one of my favorite styles of beer, and I'll go into the style as well. But let's show you the beer first, because I know you're all anxious to see it. This is Longhammer IPA by Red Hook Brewery. Red Hook is in Washington. A West Coast IPA from the West Coast tends to have a distinct flavor to it and a distinct kick. I don't know if you've noticed that, but seems like I don't know if it's the hops we grow out here on the West Coast, because that's where I'm located, or if it's just the brewers and their techniques. Because I've noticed some other breweries around the country have starting to get a little bit hoppier. The hop is usually a citrus, the citrusy or piney taste in the beer. It's described a lot like grapefruit sometimes, or a lot like pine needles, depending on what hops they use or what combination of hops they use. And as you get to know beer a little bit more, maybe I'm sure you'll understand it more. Now, the India Pale Ales tend to be a little hoppier than other, let's say, the Pale Ales or the lagers that are pilsners that most people are familiar with. And the reason for that is um, the recipe originally comes from England, not from India, for the India Trading Company that would send beer over to the colonies that England had in India. But the problems with the pale ale recipes that they would take so long to get over there, and they would endure such treacherous travel that beer would go bad before before it got over there. So as well as a flavor enhancer, the hops are also a kind of a preservative, and so they added more hops to to compensate for the time of the travel, and it seemed to work pretty well. And apparently, the recipe caught on to people that actually like the taste of hops, and there's even barley wines are done with a whole lot of hops as well, and they cellar those. So I'm not sure if people actually have been cellaring the India Pale Ales, but I know there's quite a few India Pale Ales that I really love. I love it when they can get it balanced. A lot of these West Coast breweries lately have been kind of a shock and awe kind of thing, where it's like a hop grenade going off in your mouth. Um, but I really love IPA that can have a really good balance. So I can't wait to try this one, even though, this is one of the more inexpensive beers. The reasonable beer. I think I got this on sale for like $6.50 a six pack, which isn't bad. You know? So, so I try to save the caps sometimes. That's an interesting cap, long hammer, because I make magnets at them. Okay. Now, an IPA can probably be enjoyed in most glasses. There's different glasses for different beers, but some beers are just any any glass will do. This is called a schooner glass. Decided to try it because And most ales go well in a schooner. Look at that head on there. Look at the color. Very nice color on it. Definitely has flavor to it. I'm not sure. It didn't actually have the IPA kind of flavor that I expected, the bursting of flavor. Um, but it definitely had the flavor. And let me check on the APV, which is alcohol per volume. It's 6.5%, which, just in case you're wondering, the average beer is maybe it's between 4 and 5 for the average mass-produced beer. So that's a little bit higher than normal. So I could really see myself going crazy with this if on a hot day outside, I can go through a couple of these. But you don't really want to with a 6.5%. Just want to be careful with it. So if you see it in the store, check it out. Like I said, don't try to go crazy. Just try to see what you think of the taste. If you're not familiar with IPAs, this is probably a good one to start with because this is kind of a lighter, not so strong of an IPA. Maybe later on I'll talk about some of the more stronger IPAs. I kind of actually wanted to start out with a lighter one for you guys. But it is it's a decent beer. So thanks for stopping by. Cheers. Until next time, enjoy your beer and be responsible.